It's a lot of fun to listen to. You don't want to stop the flow, it just keeps going. He does seem to be able to just act like a chameleon in almost every genre. Okay guys, so we're jumping back into some more Ren today, and I do have a confession to make before we really get into this. There has been some heresy, some apostasy, some might put it, just tragedy, really. At the end of the day, I do truly believe the four horsemen are upon us, and we will all perish because of this. But I accidentally listened to one of these songs out of order. I realized it as I was beginning to record today, getting into all this, looking at my schedule. I mixed up Dream Life and Truth or Dare. So I reacted to Dream Life like 2 days ago while I was recording some stuff. I've been editing it, and then I realized, oh shoot, I'm missing something here. I looked back at Ren's channel, and now I'm back recording Truth or Dare. I'm still going to release them in the correct order on the channel, but I want to give you that little bit of heads up because I do already know what's going on in the song Dream Life going into Truth or Dare. And I'm going to put a little disclaimer at the beginning of Dream Life too, but yeah, I'm going to make some weird comments in Dream Life about, oh, this is the third song in the collaboration, and there were only 2 songs before this. So yeah, just to put that into context, I'm not going to belabor it anymore. I feel dumb. I'm sorry. I figured this would happen at some point, but let's just move on with it. We're going to take a look today at Ren and the Skinner Brothers, Truth or Dare. Let's get into it. Okay, 3:13 p.m. 3:13 p.m. I know that it's going to be 11 p.m. in the next one, and it was 10:30 something, 10:37, I want to say, in the previous video in Control-Alt-Delete. So placing this on the timeline, we're a few hours later.
Can't lie, I wasn't smiling. Had my back to the wall, no vibes in. I got dinks in my arm, it ain't shining. But we still come through with them top bins.
So,
Turn up the tape and the CD player. Man, not old school, man, are so out there. Machine Gun Murder, I say she don't care. Yeah, is it truth or dare? Good time.
Okay, I love this. I'm sorry to stop it so early on. I love this right out the gate. I've talked about, and I talk about in the next video, and I've talked in the previous ones about kind of the flow of this entire EP. I love that we're going with kind of I don't know if I'm wrong in saying this. I'm feeling like a reggae vibe from this, definitely. If I'm wrong in that, let me know, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Bad times, vertigo. Is it truth or dare? Good times, bad times, vertigo. Sometimes high and sometimes low. Eye for an eye, that's blow for blow. All fall down like diamond.
So we went from kind of that reggae, and that's still kind of in there, and now is it like ska almost? Because it's like that kind of offbeat kind of like. Again, I'm still new to this. I'm getting into the groove. I'm learning some terminology as I'm going along, especially with Ren's music, because man, the guy gets so intersectional with how he blends instrumentation, and even when he's not doing a collaboration. So I love trying to pick this out, as inept as I feel at it sometimes. It's a lot of fun to listen to. Love those chords.
Let me come in. Can't lie, I heard sirens. We had our backs to the wall, no fighting. Bright left night on the streets of Brighton. Eye for an eye and the world lose sight time. Urukai Titan, moving with the shadow.
I was going to stop it right before that, but I like the little Urukai. What was the other song he mentioned Urukai in? I'm blanking on that right now. I can't believe that. Anyways, I'm sure somebody will call it out in the comments. I know he's mentioned Urukai in one of the songs on the Sick Boy album, I want to say. But also, what was the other line that really stuck out? Right, left, night on the streets of Brighton. I didn't catch that at first, but then right, left, they're out there fighting. They're throwing some rights and some lefts, maybe some hooks. Well, the hooks are here in the song. We got the hooks in the song, but sorry. That was bad.
At our backs to the wall, no fighting. Right, left, night on the streets of Brighton. Eye for an eye, and the world lose sight time. Urukai Titan, moving with the shadows of the night time. Swinging in the gallows, pointing arrow at horizon. Pull back, shooting at the moon, that's a nightcap. Live forever, suffocate.
I'm not the tape and the CD player. Man, not old school, man, are so out there. Machine gun mother, say she don't care. Yeah, is it truth or dare?
Good times, bad times, vertigo. Sometimes high and sometimes low. Eye for an eye, that's blow for blow. Or fall down like diamond.
Getting a little sloppy there, Ren. What are we doing?
Man, I wanna skunk a bit. Every day I wanna feel that trip. I got the loot in my pocket, no man, you know why. I get the police on my back, and man, you know why. I got that feeling in my bones and in my head. I think I'll take a trip to California. Say I didn't warn ya. Sunshine beaming, depression and torture.
Okay, man. you don't want to stop the flow. It just keeps going. And he went through a couple different things there that we went from that reggae kind of refrain into a really, really high energy bit. And then it kind of broke down again. Like I love how Ren, again, even in stuff that isn't a collaboration, this is why I've said I want to listen more of the Skinner Brothers, because I don't know their unique style, exactly what all of this is their influence and then what Ren brought into it. But honestly, a lot of what I'm hearing here is stuff that Ren's known for. And I know I mentioned, somebody actually called it out in the comments, I think, whenever I did So the Story Goes. And I was trying to just give credit where I could. And I mentioned, or no, this was in Control Delete, I think, actually. I was trying to give credit where I could. And since I didn't know much about the Skinner Brothers, I was like, I'm sure they brought some of this rock influence into it. And someone mentioned like, well, no, man, those riffs are straight up Ren. If I've ever heard a riff, that's definitely one of Ren's riffs. And honestly, I agree. Like thinking back on it, like, all of this stuff in some way, in some fashion, I could totally see coming from Ren, because in everything else I've seen him do, he does seem to be able to just act like a chameleon in almost every genre, and even within a single track, meld and blend it into one cohesive piece. If we're going from reggae into like high energy dance music and then into like grungy rock, I mean, like he could just blend it all into one fun package. So yeah, I wanted to call that out here, as we were kind of seeing a little bit of that flow happening from genre to genre almost within this one song here. And we saw that we've seen that throughout pretty much every track in this EP. I believe they've played a little bit of fusion in each one to some degree.
Say I didn't warn ya. Sunshine beaming, depression and torture. Couldn't care what you say though. I'm so Stone Age, call me Fred Flintstone. Bang, rock, pop, and a little indie. I'm not real at Wait, let's go from the top, man. Flip it like James Brown. You get me? Can't lie, I was smiling. Had my back to the wall, no vibes in. I got dinks in my armor, it ain't shining. But we still come through with them top bins. Yeah.
Good times, bad times, vertigo. Sometimes high and sometimes low. Eye for an eye, that's blow for blow. All fall, all fall.
I saw that coming, but it still hit so good. I love that. That's awesome. Every single bit of this, I am kicking myself a little bit that I didn't see this before Dream Life. But to be fair, some of this does stand on its own. I really appreciated Dream Life, and I don't feel like I necessarily missed anything. No, that sounds bad. I absolutely missed out on all of this right here within Truth or Dare. But as far as the lore, as far as the story, the narrative goes, it is a fairly loose narrative, at least from what I've seen so far. Maybe it all coalesces towards the end. I know Ren has a tendency to kind of play it one way and then bait and switch at some point when it comes to some of his work. But I'm interested to see, once we get past Dream Life, in the last couple, I think there's Dream Life, and then don't get mad at me if I'm already off the schedule, or off the order. I will check this. I've learned my lesson, but I think after Dream Life is Pink Heineken, and then, or no. I think it's twos on a cigarette and then pink Heineken, maybe. Anyway, I will make sure I check that before I jump into the next one. But again, this was an excellent track in the EP. And the thing is, I'll be honest, I have never been a huge reggae fan. My brother who lives right down the street, actually, he's a huge reggae fan, or was. I don't know if he still is. He went through a huge reggae phase at least. He loved reggae music. He was playing it all the time. He was going to concerts, local bands, traveling for some of them. And he was really, really into reggae. He now has a couple of kids, and that can put a damper on almost anybody's musical interest when it comes to actually going out and seeing live music. It becomes very difficult sometimes. But I know that he's been into it in the past. But like, it's never really been something I've been drawn to. But the way that it grooved in this track with Ren's lyricism, with Soul Boy, with Zach Skinner coming in alongside him. This was really well put together. I enjoyed this a lot. And it grooves with the flow of this EP as it's kind of gone through the process. Like I've said before, I'm trying to listen to this thinking of the other songs in it, since they do seem to have a narrative throughput. I would assume they're trying to give it kind of a flow and kind of a feel, journey story as well. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end it there, guys. And I'm going to end just like I always do, with a little bit of prayer. Lord, thank you again for just an opportunity to listen to some cool music. We praise you as the original creator, allowing us to create anything, Lord. This brain that you've put into our heads, the hands that you've given us, the mouths that you've given us, the implements of creation that have been provided for us. We praise you as the original creator for allowing us to have that ability to create. And it's in your son's precious name I pray. Amen. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.